Welcome to GFT, Galactic Figure Talk, a podcast about Star Wars and Star Wars action figure collecting.
Awesome, yeah!
The reason they're 3.75 inches tall is because the first mock-up figures that I made were Fisher-Price Adventure People.
I will freeze your body in carbonite forever, Han Solo! Not so fast!
We finally launched 6-inch when I felt the time was right. We needed a new spark.
We started selling all of the action figures through the fan club, and our most successful was the Cantina Band. That was enormously one of the best-selling items we've ever sold through the fan club.
Whoa! Darth Vader!
I used my nephew as a hand model on the Wampa box. He's the one with the little hand that's in there.
It's Kenner's new Star Wars action figures. Now, welcome your host, Chris B.
Welcome to another episode of GFT, Galactic Figure Talk. My name is Chris B. I'm your host, and this episode is all about the Hasbro reveals from MCM Comic Con London 2024 and the Hasbro 1027 event. So Hasbro was busy announcing Star Wars action figures this past weekend, first in London and then at Hasbro HQ. Very cool. We got some pretty amazing announcements. Some of those figures we knew up front, which were coming because of the pipeline reveals, but there were still quite some surprises, which was really cool to see. There were 4 Black Series figures and there were 4 3.75 inch figures. And I would say we start out with the Black Series line first. And the first figure on the list here is Sebulba from the Phantom Menace. I think this is cool because, we don't really get all that many creatures anymore these days. At least that's how it feels. And so it's pretty cool to see Sebulba making it into the line. This is the 6th one in the Black Series Mural line. That has the mural on the side of the packaging, and he does come with his pilot helmet that you can take off, and he also comes with I think that they're called Chuba or something, a little animal that he snacked on when he met Jar Jar. Pretty cool, pretty exciting, and this one is going to be out in 2025. Like all of the figures announced over this past weekend, they're all going to be out sometime in the spring or summer of 2025. So Sebulba was the first Black Series figure here on the list. And then they announced 2 Jedi Masters from Attack of the Clones to the Black Series Mural line. And that is Shakti and Luminara Unduli. Both of them are going to have soft goods. And from what I saw online, those figures look really, really cool. So I'm excited to get those. And those are number 6 and number 7 for the Attack of the Clones Black Series Mural line. So if you're building out that mural on your shelf, you're gonna have 2 more editions now for Attack of the Clones. Pretty cool. Now the last one that I have here on my list for the Black Series line is a Clone Wars favorite, and that is Savage Opress. Very cool looking, very tall figure. I think they said during the panel that this one is about a head taller than a regular 6-inch figure. So he's very tall, and because of that, I think they put him in a deluxe box. So this is not a $24.99 figure. This is going to be a deluxe price figure at $33.99. Very cool looking though. So I'm pretty excited. And he is number 19 in the Clone Wars Black Series Mural line. So we have 19 Clone Wars figures now. So anyways, this was basically it for the Black Series line. There were no pipeline reveals. And yeah, let me summarize that real quick again. So Sebulba, Shakti, Luminara, and Savage Opress. So those were the 4 announcements coming out of those 2 different events. Now, for the 3.75 inch line, it looked pretty cool. They did announce Aura Singh as being a re-release again. This one has apparently a photoreal update for the portrait. Plus, you get a different card back from the one that was released back in 2011, 2012-ish. But the VC number stays the same as VC 73. So if you collect carded, you still want to pick this one up because the alternate card back, I mean, it does look different. And, this is a pretty good figure to get back out. I am, however, surprised that they didn't update the articulation on this one, right? I mean, this one, I think it has 12 points of articulation, kind of like the old swivel joints in the hips, no ankles, I think. So they could have improved the figure itself, which they didn't. But at least they're getting it back out, and if you're kind of new to collecting or never really went back to VC 1.0 to pick this figure up, you have another shot at it, and you get a slightly improved version of this figure for your collection. So Aura Singh was the first one. Then Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jedi Legend from the Kenobi TV series. This one is based on the final episode where he was riding the OP, basically. He does have the goggles, comes with the lightsaber hilt, and I don't know what else he's got there. Definitely got the removable soft goods. So this really looks premium, very cool looking, card back as well. And I think this is going to make a lot of people happy. The only thing that I've noticed about him, though, is that it's, again, a very clean looking figure. There's no wash on this figure, no sand, no nothing, no dirt. But I guess he did look quite clean at the end of the Kenobi TV series, so maybe that's actually a pretty accurate representation of what the character looked like. I still would have loved to see a little wash. It just adds a little bit more to the figures. Alright, so Obi-Wan Kenobi Jedi Legend out in 2025. Then they finally gave us a look at the E-Wing pilot from the Ahsoka TV series with Lieutenant Callahan. That was another figure which was pipeline revealed a while ago, and yeah, I mean, very cool looking, comes with a removable helmet, comes with a blaster, blue flight suit, and white boots, and white vest. Pretty cool looking. It's a pilot that we don't have yet, so this is great, and I cannot wait to add her to my collection. And then the last one was Yord Vandar from the Acolyte. Very cool looking Jedi, does come with a non-ignited lightsaber hilt that you can plug into the belt, comes with his yellow lightsaber, and he also does come with his soft goods Jedi robes, which is great because I really do think that Jedi and Sith need to come with their robes to make it a complete offering. So this is great, and I'm excited to add a Yord to the collection. And actually, the head sculpt on this one and the proportions overall look amazing on this one. So this turned out really, really well. And I think that was it for TVC. So like I said, 4 figures for Black Series and 4 for the Vintage Collection. Again, to sum it up, Aura Singh, a repack with some slight updates. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jedi Legend, Lieutenant Callahan, the E-Wing pilot, and then Yord Vandar from the Acolyte TV series. Now, I found out that there are going to be more reveals this coming week. The next one is going to be on Thursday, on Halloween, actually. And I had somebody reach out to me from an Italian fan site for Star Wars. And that's his name is Leandro Romani, and that's an Italian fan site. And he wrote, "Hi, Galactic Figures. I am Leandro, editor of Star Wars Libri and Comics Italian site for Star Wars fans. Hasbro panels are back in Italy with announcements and new reveals scheduled for Thursday, October 31st at 6 p.m. Italian time." So thanks, Leandro, for the info. I'll be following your guys' website closely to see what reveals Hasbro has in store. Now, by the time you're listening to the podcast, most of those figures have probably gone up for pre-order already. They kind of split it up. There are some pre-orders going live on Monday, tomorrow at, I think it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon East Coast time. Not 1 o'clock, but 2 o'clock. And then on Wednesday, it is 1 o'clock East Coast time. And I have all the links and the times for all of the figures and where they're going to be available listed on galacticfigures.com. So make sure to check that out. Now, as far as store reports go, there is not really that much out there right now. I mean, the latest Black Series wave hit and sold out very quickly in my area. So quickly, actually, that I didn't even find any remnants of those waves at a variety of different stores. I know that they've had them because people told me so, but whenever I went, I never found a single figure. So that's a really good sign that figures have sold really, really well. But if you are looking for the latest Black Series figures, make sure to head out to your local stores and see where you can score. I've gotten a shipping notification from Walmart that the Shriek-Hawk Black Series Trainer 2-pack is shipping now. And I also saw that GameStop just charged me for the Phantom Menace 3-pack that's exclusive to GameStop. It has Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, and Qui-Gon Jinn in it. So those are shipping. As far as Star Wars action figure reviews go, there's a whole bunch of new figures listed now on galacticfigures.com that you can check out. The figures that I've worked on the most over the last few days are both retro collection packs. So there's 2 different 6-packs, one for the prequels and one for the Acolyte. And I like both of those a lot, actually. Especially the Acolyte figures have turned out so well. I love those. There's something about the aesthetics and the way those figures look, which I think fits so well in with what has come before back in the days. I didn't quite get the same feeling for the prequel figures, although they're really good. Like Padme is great, but my Padme figure, for example, has this issue where she doesn't stand up straight. I have to really pull the upper body back so she keeps the balance, so it looks a little unnatural. But yeah, as far as sculpting goes, really cool. Mace looks good. Anakin Skywalker, his head looks totally off, but it's kind of part of the charm, I guess, for those figures. And the one that really throws me off, though, is the Clone Trooper. I'm not liking this one at all. It's just something odd about him. But whatever. What I really like, though, is General Grievous. He's cool, and he does have the feature where you can split the arms apart, so he actually has 4 arms. He also comes with 4 lightsabers, 2 green ones, 2 blue ones, and I think if they had released this back in the 80s, I would have gone bonkers over this one. So yeah, good stuff, although I do like the Acolyte wave a lot better than the prequel wave for some reason. Something about the Acolyte figures that has turned out so well for all of them. There's not a single one that I would say is kind of a dud or anything like that. No, they're really, really good. So if you like retro, take another look at the Acolyte figures, and I'm pretty sure that you'll enjoy those. All right, but the reviews are all going to be up on galacticfigures.com in the coming days. The prequel set is already listed, and I'm currently working on the Acolyte figures next. Amazon has also shipped out the 4-pack of Mandalorian Shriek-Hawk figures. That's exclusive to Amazon, so if you're into TVC and you haven't picked this up, take a look at Amazon. They do have that currently in stock. So even though there really isn't all that much new stuff out on store shelves, and if there is, you probably miss out because people are picking stuff up left and right. But yeah, there is stuff shipping definitely from a lot of the different retailers. And I think I mentioned on the last episode that Target specifically, all of their exclusive Black Series items have already shipped out. And the same goes for Walmart. So a lot of the Black Series stuff has already shipped. The last bit of news that I have is that a brand new standalone Toys R Us store opened up in Chicago in a mall. I'm waiting to see what Jimmy Mack is going to report on Rebel Force Radio about it. The images I've seen online are, it doesn't look like back in the days. It doesn't even look like 5 years ago. It's just a completely differently remodeled, modern-looking toy store, which is, in my point of view, completely missing the essence or the excitement that a toy store like that can have. It feels rather dry to me personally, but it is still Toys R Us, and they're kind of trying to get back into the game with more standalone stores. And like I said, there is now one standalone store for Toys R Us inside of a mall in Chicago. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing what Jimmy Mack is going to report on Rebel Force Radio about it. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go and check it out. All right, so this is where I'm going to wrap up this episode of GFT, Galactic Figure Talk. Like always, make sure to check out the pre-order links on galacticfigures.com to get your pre-orders in for the newest figures. And if you have a second, please leave a review, hit the 5-star in your app, and help the show that way to be bumped up in the ratings. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. And also, make sure to check back on galacticfigures.com this coming Thursday for new Star Wars action figure reveals.
It's a wrap for this episode, but the next one is just around the corner, so make sure to subscribe. Meanwhile, have fun browsing over 4,000 Star Wars figures on galacticfigures.com, the Star Wars action figure database. The website helps you look up and identify Star Wars figures. Leave your own figure reviews in the comments, or check out photo galleries, figure info, news, press releases, or event coverage from New York Toy Fair and Star Wars celebrations. Thanks for listening. Check the links in the description, and remember to subscribe.